Hello everyone, my name is Nori. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have an acrylic infill and redesign. These are my mother's nails. We've been growing her nails for 5 going on 6 years. I'm taking down her color using a carbide bit. This is a safety bit. This is an extra coarse bit. It takes down the color very fast. So even though it's a safety bit, you still have to be careful because you can cut into the sidewalls very easily and you can still injure the cuticle eponychium area. I have a very difficult time removing the Light Elegance gels, the glitters, with a medium or coarse bit. So I usually go in with an extra coarse bit and it's able to cut through the glitter as well as the gel polish. A few weeks ago we did an acrylic infill and we did an acrylic no polish design. That is the glitter that you see underneath the pink polish. That is also a Light Elegance glitter. And it was overlaid with hard gel, and on the rest of her nails is acrylic powder, colored acrylic powder. Thank goodness my mother is not a very fussy client. Otherwise, I would have had to take down the entire acrylic no polish design. A lot of my clients don't like the look of leftover glitter or colored acrylic in their infills. Because of that, I usually have to take everything down. But my mother is very, very understanding and she's very easy to please. So she was okay with me just doing an infill and going on top with regular polish, which worked out best for us. It's faster and it causes less heat for her. I don't want to hurt her and I certainly don't want to continuously file in the same spot. So we just ended up using polish over the entire design and you couldn't even tell. It came out very pretty and she was satisfied. This silver that you see, this is the Vetro silver leaf polish. This polish is also very, very hard to remove for me with a medium carbide bit. So once again, I'm going in with the same bit. It just helps me work faster and easier as opposed to really having to press into the nail plate to remove the glitters. Glitters are very pretty, but they're also so difficult to remove sometimes. You don't want to hurt your client. So I usually just try to go over it a few times and get it out as quickly as possible. Now I'm going in with a medium grit zebra sanding band. This clip is actually sped up and I'm going really slowly. I'm removing the cuticle from the nail plate. I'm gently pushing back the eponychium. And we're going in to properly prep this area for the infill. I'm using this sanding band instead of the cuticle bit because of the glitter that she had on some of her nails. I want to make sure that I get all of it off or as much of it as possible so that we can use the dehydrator and the primer and it is most effective. Here I'm just going over the entire nail plate, trying to smooth everything out. Really focusing on the cuticle area as well as the skin around her fingertips. Going in now with cuticle nippers, just nipping what is hanging, not trying to cut into her live skin, wanting to leave the eponychium intact and just removing the cuticle from the nail plate. It makes the appearance of the infill and the overall design just that much more neat and polished and put together. I'm going in now with the dehydrator from Gelish. I like this dehydrator. I find that with some dehydrators, they seem to have a bit of oil in them and I've noticed lifting. But with this one, I have absolutely no issues. This is primer from NSI. This is an acid-based primer, and I like using an acid-based primer on my mother because she has her nails in water frequently, and I want to make sure that we properly prep and prime her nails to ensure longevity until she returns for her next appointment. This is the clear rubber base from the gel bottle. I absolutely love this base. Usually this is all I need when I'm doing an infill, but because these are my mother's nails, I want to make sure that she has the proper structure. So I'm going to go in with a full coat of the clear rubber base on all 10 nails, making sure that I concentrate around the cuticle area because I don't want anything to lift, and I certainly don't want anything to cause her overlay to pop off or loosen. Once I apply the base to all 10 nails, I cure everything, and once it comes out of the light, I remove the inhibition layer with an alcohol pad. Now I'm going in with the clear builder in a bottle from the gel bottle. This is my absolute favorite product for a gel infill. I like it because the gel is easy to use. It's a thinner consistency, and I like that. Sometimes when you use the very thick hard gel, it's hard to maneuver. It has a very difficult time self-leveling, and for me, I find that filing it takes a longer time to file, shape, and buff. I'm turning her hand over because the builder in a bottle is a thinner viscosity than the rubber base. And for my mother, I noticed that the builder, it often pulls itself into her cuticles. So I asked her to flip her hand over just so that the clear builder can gather itself back to the center of her nail. So if you find that you have clients that come out of the light and the gel polish or the gel base or your builder in a bottle or your hard gel has seeped into the sidewalls or the cuticle area, start flipping the hand over. Just turn it over, let it sit for 10-20 seconds, and then ask them to place their hand into the light. It will stop the pooling. When it pulls into the cuticles, not only is it unsightly, it's so hard to remove because these products, once they cure very hard, and it's hard to remove pooled hard gel base builder in a bottle. It's hard to remove that. When you go to file, it's uncomfortable, and it can be very, very painful because you need to get very close to the sidewall, and which means you're going to be filing into actual skin. And if it pools, I notice also that my clients will experience more lifting. I don't have that issue as much or as often anymore because I asked them to flip their hands. So if you're experiencing that, just ask your clients, turn your hand over, please. Let it settle back to the center of the nail and then place it in the light. Here I'm going in with the Glitter Planet UK nail file. These are the disposable nail files, and I'm going to show you how I apply the actual file to the metal emery board in the next video. These are disposable, and I like these because it's more sanitary. You can sanitize the metal file in barbicide for 10 minutes, and it really saves on wasting a full file, and it's sanitary. You know, with COVID, with germs, you don't want your clients to leave with anything because you accidentally reuse the file or the files that are sanitizable, you didn't sanitize them properly, or because you're just using the same file on multiple clients. A lot of people think that you can spray a file with alcohol or spray a file with barbicide and it's sanitized and or disinfected, and that is not true. Yes, with the sanitizable files you can sanitize them properly if you take a manicure brush and brush as much of the filings, the skin cells off, but that takes time. So that's why I like the system of the metal emery board and the disposable files, and I'm going to show you guys how I use that in the next video. Now I'm going in with a medium carbide bit. This is a safety bit. Because this is gel, I'm using a medium bit. I don't want to use a coarse bit because gel files very soft. It's not like acrylic where you kind of have to go in with something very abrasive. With gel, you somewhat need a very light touch. Because my mother has the leftover Light Elegance glitter embedded in her acrylic, I have to file with a lighter touch. If I were to file as aggressively as I could with this bit, I can create craters in the actual gel where the glitter is trying to come through. It's protruding through the gel as well as the acrylic. That's one of the unfortunate drawbacks of continuing your infill with embedded glitter, because the glitter, especially if it's a chunky glitter, bigger flecks of glitter, it can definitely cause craters, and when you go to polish with your gel polish, you'll be able to see them. It's unsightly and it's a bit frustrating. I wanted to mention that the recommended cure times for the gel bottle clear rubber base and the gel bottle clear builder in a bottle is 30 seconds, but I always ask my mother to do an additional 30 seconds, so we'll make it a full minute, just because I want to make sure that everything is cured properly. Now you can over cure, but for the most part 60 seconds on a 30-second product is okay. I'm going over every nail with the medium sanding band just to make sure that everything is smooth, making sure that the cuticle area is flush. I also want to make sure that any leftover scratches from the carbide sanding bit are eliminated or minimized as much as possible. One piece of advice I like to give to all aspiring nail technicians is to invest in multiple mandrels. Mandrels is the silver implement you see here that the sanding band attaches to. It's great to have quite a few of these because you're going to want to sanitize these in your barbicide as well, and you usually sanitize for 10 to 15 minutes. I like to keep these on hand, and I'll usually keep a medium and an extra coarse sanding band on most of my mandrels. Then depending on my clients, I also have a mandrel with a fine sanding band. That's usually for my clients who have very sensitive natural nails, and I usually use that on clients that are going in for gel manicures. Usually my clients with acrylic enhancements or gel enhancements, I don't have to use a fine sanding band because we're just doing an infill. But when you have an entire nail plate exposed that you need to properly prep, then I would definitely suggest a fine sanding band. I'm going around the cuticle area as well as the entire nail plate with this brush bit. I like to use this sometimes in place of alcohol pads. I do like to go over the nail after the filing with alcohol, but with alcohol pads it can leave little bits of fluff, which are just very frustrating when you're trying to polish. I'm going in now with the D&D base, and I like to apply this base after file shaping and buffing. This gives your nails a very smooth surface to apply your gel polish. Sometimes even if you go in with your buffing block, or you go in with a fine sanding band or a fine bit, you can still have very microscopic scratches, and it can show through with the gel polish, and I don't like the idea of scratches showing through. So by going over the enhancement with a base coat, I find that the scratches are minimized, as well as any pitting or craters or little crevices that have developed in the finished product. It makes everything just a bit more neat, smooth, and uniform. So I go over all 10 nails with this. I cure this product for 60 seconds as well. Now we're going to start with the design, and I went in with the Vetro gold leaf polish, just very, very beautiful pigmented gold. This is Madame Glam's No Taboo gel polish. I love this color. It's a very peachy coral, but on the website it looks like a completely different color. I also think that maybe the saturation of my monitor is a bit off, because the bottle looks a bit more pink, but it's a beautiful color. If you have a chance, definitely go take a look at it on the website and on Madame Glam's Instagram. It's a very beautiful color. It has very nice pigmentation to it. I think I only did 2 coats, but I might have did 3 just to make sure that we had full color saturation. If you find that your gel polish is still a bit sheer, definitely give yourself a 3rd, and even if necessary, a 4th coat. Just do them very thin. You want to build up the color, but you don't want to bulk up the nail. I apologize for the notification interruption, guys. So we're going in with the art brush that we use to clean up our sidewalls, to clean up our little mistakes, and going over each nail. I like to place a dollop of color near the cuticle area and drag it down to the free edge. I find that's the easiest way for me to get a very clean cuticle application, is to press the polish into the nail plate and push it back into the cuticle area. For me, that gives the cleanest overall application, as opposed to trying to start at the cuticle and brush down. I like to place the polish near the cuticle and push it back. We're going in with the Vetro gold leaf polish again, and as you can see, it's a very beautiful color. It's very pigmented, very reflective, very shiny. I absolutely love it. Going in now with our 2nd coat of No Taboo, and you can see here how the color really pops once you get the 2nd coat on there, and trying to get as close to the cuticle and sidewall without allowing the polish to seep into the sidewalls. I want everything to be smooth and clean, very crisp lines as much as possible. Here we're doing the same thing. You can see how I press the polish down and then push it back into the cuticle area, and then pull it down to the free edge. And I'm using our little brush to clean. I absolutely totally forgot to polish the free edge with the 1st coat of polish. I usually do it then, but my mother and I were speaking, we were talking, and I forgot to do it, so I did it towards the end. I did it very neat and precise as possible. I found a picture of this particular design on Pinterest, and the signature says Nail Candy by Shannon as the nail technician artist who did the design. Hers is absolutely stunning. Instead of the coral color, she actually using a very turquoise color, and her foil is gold, turquoise, and a very deep fuchsia. And her set is actually matte, and my mother's set is going to be shiny. Because my mother works with a lot of water, I didn't want to do matte nails. I wanted her to have a very durable top coat, and I find that my clients who go for the matte nails, their nails tend to deteriorate faster than a shiny top coat. That's just the opinion of my experience. So yeah, we went with the shiny top coat, and we're using gold foil as well as this type of holographic pink foil. Then we're going in with a little bit of hot pink and red with a little bit of the fuchsia. I wanted to do a multicolor foil, and I think it came out really pretty. I used a foil gel that I purchased on Amazon. I will link it down below. Here I'm going in with a gold holographic striping tape. I purchased the striping tape on Amazon as well. You can also purchase striping tape now in sets of up to 50 different colors on eBay as well as Amazon. We're going in now with a few stones. I'm using this stone diamond adhesive from Nail Supply Glamour. I really like this adhesive. It's very thick, and I like that you can set the stones and play with them a bit without them sliding around all over the nail. It really holds the stones well. I do tend to go around my stones with either the gel bottle rubber top coat, or I'll use OPM Axiom. But today we're going to try a different product that's actually from Nail Supply Glamour as well, and it's their sealer gel pen. You'll see a shot of it coming up. I'm using it on my mother first. My mother is much more forgiving if her stones fall off. I don't put very many stones on her, but she is very, very generous with letting me try new things. So if the sealer pen doesn't work as well as the gel bottle rubber top coat or the OPI Axiom, then I'll know to go back to what I've been using. But hopefully everything holds up. She's had these on since last Friday, and today is Wednesday, and she hasn't texted me that anything has fallen out. But as you can see, it has a very fine needle nozzle tip, and I really like that because you can get very close to the stones without covering the actual facets in the stones. That was a very short clip of me hand drawing this line across her thumb. I didn't really know what to do with the thumbs. In the picture, the thumb isn't visible, and I just wanted to keep it simple. The other nails are so festive, I didn't want to overwhelm her completely, so we just did a very cute glitter line with the Vetro gold leaf polish. Here I'm going over the foil with Enail Couture's no wipe top coat, and I'm top coating the other nails with the D&D no wipe top coat. I'm using Enail Couture's top coat on the foil because that top coat is very durable. It dries a bit harder, and I find that it works really well on top of foil, gold leaf, and chrome. So that's why I'm using it. And after I go on top of it with the Enail Couture no wipe top coat, I'm going on top of those nails again with the D&D top coat. I'm going over her nails now with some cuticle oil, just to put the moisture back into her skin, and we are all done. I think this is a very beautiful set of nails. I absolutely love the color. I love the gold accents. She liked this set a lot, and I'm so glad that she volunteered to be my guinea pig today. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate you all. Bye.